Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
TGIF, thank God it's Friday and thank God you're here. Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing fine. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Coffee Hour. And of course, we're going to be here for a whole full hour, and we hope that you stay with us because we have so much to talk about. And those of you who have been around with us a long time already know the score of this show. I'd like to welcome all of our newcomers or possible newcomers, and let me explain how this show operates. Well, of course, as the host of the show, I will actually throw out the topics that some of you may enjoy, maybe not enjoy. And if you don't, you can bring in your own topic as well. All you have to do is use your keyboard on your computer or your phone or your tablet and type in whatever you want to say, and I'll see you right there on the big screen. I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas, and of course, get you guys going, get everything revved up for the day, because this is, as you know, another Friday, and the weekend is upon us for some of us, you know, and we're gonna get ready to get into that. Now, those of you who are watching us for the first time, you ought to know that we come from 3 different places. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on Instagram Live. And of course, wherever you are, we hope that you choose one of those sources and stay with us for the whole entire hour. A lot of you people may be in a different time zone from me. I'm coming out of New York City. That's where I originate. And of course, I'm on the Eastern Standard Time Zone. And therefore, what I want you to do is take the time to tell all your family and friends about it. You know, you could take this show right now by doing that. You're watching us, right? Watch us, and you can actually take the show right now as we speak and forward it to your friends. That's what they call tagging, right? You can tag this show to your friends if you're watching us on Facebook. As many as you want, if not all. Maybe a selective few, but the more the merrier. And if they like what they see, if they like what they hear, possibly they'll be willing to come back again and again and be full-fledged members just like you. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, I always encourage you to go to my YouTube channel. And of course, you know, take the time and subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? I would love you to do that. That helps us out a lot. And if you do that and you're a member here, what happens is that every time we come on the air live, we will notify you immediately. That's the purpose of clicking on to the subscription button. And even if we so much as post a video, you know, even if we do that, you will get notification right there and then. So let's say, for instance, next Friday, you know, you intend to watch the show, but you forgot about it and you happen to be online doing something else. Well, we give you an instant message right there. It'll pop right up, and then all you have to do is click on it and it brings you right to the YouTube channel, and you don't have to miss the show at all. At all. You don't have to do that. And for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just keep following us, keep the word percolating, let your family and friends know that we're out here each week, and get them involved. Again, if they come in and they like what they see, if they like what they hear, they'll get involved as well. And we hope that they do. We've got a lot of things going on today. We've got our usual feature and working with you as well, but we have our usual thing going on. We have sports coming up this particular half hour. Brian Camp is not going to be in today, so we're going to cover all the bases for him. He was nice enough to send us his material, so we're going to do that for him. That's later on. However, we have a little bit of sports we'll talk about, and if you want to talk sports too, you could do that. We also have those movies that you like so much, right? Those Turner Classic movies. I have my selection, my pick of the week, and I want to convey them to you because just in case you don't want to do anything really crazy for the weekend and you just want to sit back, relax, and maybe catch up on some old movies, well, I just want to add one or maybe a couple of them to your bucket list of what to watch this weekend. It's all coming up, and it's right here on the Coffee Hour. So ladies and gentlemen, remember that all of the Views and the opinions expressed on the show, The Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast publication. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's do what we always do. Let's lift our cups, raise our cups, ladies and gentlemen, because what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee, or maybe a lot of coffee? Excuse me while I shoot up. Oh, that's great. That's marvelous. I hope yours is just as marvelous as mine. Anyway, we're going to be along with you, as I said, for a whole hour, and we hope that you stay along with us. Now, again, a lot of you may be on the Eastern time zone like I am, and at this particular time, that means you're probably at work. You know, if you didn't take the day off, you're probably at work right now, and maybe you're on your coffee break. And if you are, take that coffee break, stay at your computer and watch the show and, you know, drink your coffee at the same time. And then when the coffee break is over, you'll still be there at your desk. And then all you have to do is just go back to work. You can do what they call multitasking. So there you go. I want to say hello to Warren out in Greensville, North Carolina. He's always with us. Thanks a lot, Warren. And speaking of that, and since you're here, give us a little weather forecast, something short. Doesn't have to be long, something short and sweet. Give us your weather forecast and let us know. And for those of you who are going to chime in conversation as well, we invite you to do the same thing. We would love for you to do that because we like to compare notes. We like to compare notes about our weather. And your weather may be good. It may be bad, whatever it is, we want to hear about it, and we're going to convey it to everyone. Brian, let's see, Warren has 66 degrees in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm pretty sure that's his present temperature right now. There's no way that's going to be the high. So that's his present, 66 degrees. And for the rest of you, please, you know, if you're going to join in too, like Warren, give us your weather forecast as well so we could share it. And if you live in the New York or anywhere in the vicinity of New York City, don't worry about it. You dodged a bullet. You know why? Because I will take care of the weather forecast for you. I will deliver the weather forecast for you. Okay. So, but the rest of you guys, I would love to hear from you. And sometimes we get other people coming from different places like Texas and Japan, where Naoto live. I haven't heard from Naoto in a long time, but I would love to hear from him again if he's out there. Naoto, if you're out there watching right now, you know, let us know. You know, love to hear from you. So that's what we have right now on tap for the show today. And again, I'll give you that weather forecast in just a few minutes. Do you realize, ladies and gentlemen, this is the week we're concentrating on two things this month. I should say, I say the week, but I say this month, concentrating on this month. And for those of you who care, and you really should, this is National Fruits and Veggies Month, right? It is, that's what we're celebrating. And so we're urging you to eat all of your fruits and veggies as much as you can. Now, I know they always say that, you know, the body requires, or maybe you should, consider on eating 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. I don't know anyone in the whole wide world who does that. You know, you have to have a lot of time on your hand, or you have to really have a bottomless pit in your stomach to do that. I certainly don't do it. I don't know. I couldn't possibly do that, but I do eat my fruits and veggies, you know, for dinner and for lunch, you know, if possible, vegetables for dinner, maybe fruits sometimes during the daytime, you know, grapes, apples, pears, whatever you can do as much as possible. That's why we have supplements, because if you can't down the actual fruits and vegetables, you can always take supplements as well at the same time. So therefore, that's what we're celebrating, National Fruits and Veggies Month, okay? Also, on a serious note, we're also acknowledging something for this month as well. We have something what they call National Suicide Prevention Month. So that's what we keep in mind about that. And we have a phone number for anyone, you, family member, or a friend, or anyone that you know that may be in crisis. you can text or call this number, 988. That's it, 988. I'm pretty sure you'll get a response if you text immediately. But if you're going to actually call them, there's someone standing by waiting for you if you need the help. National Suicide Prevention Month. We've had a lot of crises going along right through our years, and for the past few months, we've heard all about them. And so if you're considering anything like that, we want to help out. And we want to continue to give you that number each week of the month, of this particular month, where we acknowledge National Suicide Prevention Month. So please, if you're in crisis, or if a friend or family, that anyone even if you don't know them and you happen to know that they are, it's possible to know that someone is in crisis without actually knowing them. Call that number, text or call 988, right? Also, I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the flu season. We're up in arms about that. This is the flu season. And of course, we want to take care of ourselves, and we're talking about fruits and vegetables. And along with the fruits and vegetables, you want to take your flu shots. This is the time to take it. I took mine just the other day, just 2 days ago. And like I said, I would, because I usually like to take my flu shots not early, but not too late. So it's usually when I take it, it's somewhere in the vicinity of halfway down the line of September or early October. And since we're halfway down of September, I took mine already, and I'm raring to go. So I urge and advise all of you to do the same thing. Stay healthy. The flu comes around each year. This is the time to do it. And so we want to make sure that we block it out of the way by taking our flu shots. Also available, you have the new COVID vaccine. That's available too. And they say you can take both shots at the same time. Some people like to do that. I particularly don't do it. As a matter of fact, I am going to take mine. I already made an appointment to take it, and I'm going to take mine next week. Is it next week? No, at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of next month, I'll be taking mine. So, I like to wait for 2 weeks before, when you take my shots. When I take my shots, I don't want to take them in succession. So what I like to do is just make sure that I space it out maybe 2 weeks. That's the way I like to do it. But there's no harm in taking both shots at the same time. They even advertise that on TV. So, but that's up to you. That's an individual choice. You can do that. All right. And I'll be taking mine. So, if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for you. Make sure you take both of your shots, take your flu shots and your COVID. And if you never have taken the COVID shot, now is a good time to take it. And I also understand now you can get the free test. You can get the free test. President Biden was vigilant enough to go out there and do that. He was very kind to do that again. And he made it a point for people who need to take the test at home. They are available, they're free, and you can get those. And I understand you can get 4 test package per family. All right, isn't that generous? And that should last you for a while, right? So with all of that and your shots, that should work. Now, speaking of the shots, I know most places where you go, the flu shots are for free, or your insurance company will cover that, but for the most part, it's free. Now, for the COVID shots, you know how it was when we first arrived with the pandemic. We had that strong pandemic going on, and everyone was getting it for free. And since we're not too much into the variant right now, since we, it's like almost, I don't want to say it's over, because people are being hospitalized now. And I understand the hospital rates went up again for COVID, because now we're into another season. And each time we come around this season, this COVID variant just pops right up. It spikes again. And so they say that hospitalization has gone up. But the good news is that people who have been vaccinated, are not really inclined to be sick, or in most cases be hospitalized. Now hospitalization, I don't know. I'm just assuming that people who are in the hospital and have never taken the shot or taken this new shot. So we encourage you to do that, and do it as quick as you can. And like I said, you can do it with the flu and the COVID at the same time. That's up to you. That's strictly up to you. But they are available right now. I understand too. The other thing that I got on the news yesterday, I was watching the news yesterday, and understand and see if this pans out with you, that they had to cancel some appointments, and I hope that's not the case when it's time for me to go. They had to cancel some appointments because they ran out of vaccine. They ran out of some. But I'm pretty sure they'll order, and you could actually reschedule your appointment and do it all over again. But it's available. And again, these shots for the COVID, they may be, I neglect to finish telling you about it. They may be, I guess, your insurance company, if they don't cover it, because sometimes, now they're saying it's not free anymore. But if you check with your insurance company to find out whether or not that they cover it for you, that would be great. Even if they don't cover the whole thing, maybe they cover halfway and then you pay a copay, but the people who actually really need it, I guess the president is working on right now, getting them the shots for free. So I guess it depends on wherever you are or wherever you live, But for the most part, it's not like it was when we had the pandemic going on, where everyone was getting it for free. There was no charge, no nothing. And they didn't even charge it to your insurance company. But I think at this time around, now that the pandemic is kind of like behind us, all right, kind of, I say kind of because, COVID is still here, but, people are going back to wearing masks in public places now. I noticed that. In public transportation, I noticed that. But everything is optional. Wearing the mask and all of that is optional now. And so they're progressing. So get your shots. They're very important. And we look forward to you doing that. And let me know how it, and it doesn't hurt. I was going to say, let me know how it pans out for you, but it doesn't hurt at all. And if you are allergic to shots, any kind of form of shots, there are alternatives. And at that particular point, you should consult your physician, your personal physician on that, and find out what's with that. And maybe they can give you some kind of alternatives, because there's help for everyone. We're not all strong enough to take these shots. Some are allergic, but there are always alternatives to get by this. And we can do it. So please, if you can, and if you will, please get vaccinated. It's the most important thing. Okay, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. My name is Frank Allan, and we're going to be with you for the entire hour. For those of you who are just joining us, we want you to stay with us. We have a lot to talk about. And as I said, later on, we're going to give you those movies that we talked about so much, those movies that, of course, you like, and they're all directly from Turner Classic Movies. And I like to give you those movies. They're movies of the week. And I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. It'll be here. It's all here for you right here. We're so glad to have you out with us, and giving you the information that you need to know to get you by through the week. So much is going on. So much is going on. Let's see, what else do we have? We have, okay, so we got the flu thing going on, and everything is going on pretty well. It's time for me to give you that weather forecast, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I want to urge you, ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to join us in conversation, we would love that. We would love that. Please join us in conversation. And if you do, and if you will, please give us your weather forecast. For those of you, again, who live in the New York City area, anywhere in the vicinity of New York City, don't worry, I'm going to take care of that right now. We got a stinkeroo of a weather forecast for this weekend, New Yorkers only. I'm pretty sure elsewhere you guys are going to be enjoying, but we've got, We might as well get down to it so you know about it. Today is going to be partly cloudy this morning and then becoming cloudy during the afternoon. It says nothing about rain for today. And we'll have a high around 73 degrees. Winds will be east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, when it comes for tonight, it's going to get cloudy. You better take those umbrellas, tote them around. Those folding umbrellas, put them in your bag, get ready because it's going to be cloudy with rain developing after midnight. So that's after midnight. They didn't say anything about early at night, but after midnight, and we'll have a low around 59 degrees. Winds will be east, northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of rain will be 80%. So that's a good chance of rain. For tomorrow, Saturday, that's your day of getting around, right? Well, if you're going to get around with an umbrella and make sure you stay as dry as you can because we're going to have periods of rain. And it's going to be potentially heavy rainfall. And we're going to have a high of 62 degrees. So see, the temperatures are starting to drop now, right? Winds will be northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain will be 90% rainfall, near a half of an inch. And for Saturday night, continue to take the umbrella with you wherever you go, if you're going out on the town or whatever, dinner or whatever. Rain likely, will have a low of 59 degrees. Winds will be northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of rain will be 80%. Rainfall near a half of an inch. And of course, winds will, or they could occasionally gust to 40 miles per hour. So hold on to your hats, okay? And as we look for Sunday, we get back to work on Monday, but we have to go through Sunday before we get to Monday. So the rain, if you're going to church or anything like that, take an umbrella with you. Rain likely, will have a high 66 degrees. Winds will be east, northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. The chance of rain will be 70%, rainfall around a quarter of an inch. So there you go. That's my stinkeroo of a New York weather forecast. That's New York only. Now, for the rest of you guys, you may be doing far better than we're going to be doing here weather-wise. But we'd like to know that, of course. If you want to indulge in conversation, please let us know. Rod Jacobs, good morning to you. And thank you for being with us. We call him Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod Jacobs. You know why? Watch out. He's a tough guy. You don't mess with this guy. He's a tough guy. As a matter of fact, if I ever have a problem, I go to him. He takes care of it. No, thank you. I was just kidding. Thank you, Rod, for joining us for today. And Warren, he's still out there. He's got 66 degrees out there. And the New York weather, as I said, it's not going to be that great. So ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do, if you're going to go out at any point in time during the weekend, please tote your umbrellas with you. That's very important. You're going to need them. That's all I can tell you. Okay, as I said, Brian Camp is not here today. He usually comes out of Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where he usually comes, and we usually have him on board with us each week, bringing us the latest developments in today's world of sports. He cannot be here today, but as he always do, he's so diligent about it. He always brings us the information. He emails me the information on what to convey to you. Now, it's short sports. For today. It's short. I'm going to go right through this right quick. It's not a lot of sports information, but this is what he had for us today. Let's get started with that. In 1957, Duke Snider, 39th and 40th home run were hit at Ebbets Field. In 1966, only 413 showed up at a Yankee Stadium game. That's a wild attendance. In 1969, San Francisco Giants' Willie Mays becomes the second player to hit 600 home runs. In 1986, Los Angeles Dodgers' Fernando Valenzuela is the first Mexican to win 20 games. In 1987, Boston Red Sox' Wade Boggs ties the American League record for 200 hits and 5 straight seasons. In 1990, Andre Dawson steals his 300th bases and joins Willie Mays as he hits his 300th home run and 300 steals. That's Willie Mays. That's our Willie Mays. In 2004, San Francisco Giants' Barry Bonds sets a record by being intentionally walked 4 times for the second time in the game. And birthdays. In 1927, Tommy Lasorda, Major League Baseball Hall of Famer manager. He was born on this day in Norristown, Pennsylvania in 1942. David Stern, NBA executive, and a former commissioner, was born in New York City. And finally, in 1949, Harold Carmichael, NFL player, a wide receiver. He was born in Jacksonville, Florida. And that's this day in sports. I know Jacksonville, Florida very well. My dad was from Jacksonville, Florida, and I had other family from Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know how Jacksonville, Florida is today, or Florida in itself is today, but people are going there vacationing and having a good time. And staying with sports, we've got some football coming up this weekend. You know, now, if you're like me, you're going to stay home. You know, you're going to stay out of the wet weather. I'm not saying your weather is wet. I know my weather is going to be wet. But if you're going to stay home, there's a lot of football for Sunday. And maybe some of your favorite teams are playing. So here we go. All on Sunday, we got the Falcons versus the Lions on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's our time. Check your time. And let's see. The Chargers are going to be playing the Minnesota Vikings. That's my team. And they're going to be playing at 1 p.m. Eastern. The Saints versus the Packers are playing Sunday as well at 1 p.m. Eastern. All of these games at 1 p.m. Eastern. So you're going to have to pick your choice. Unless you have one of those TVs that gives you multiple channels, you can watch them all at the same time. Everything is at 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay, we have the Texans versus Jaguars. And that's on Sunday, of course. And you have the Broncos versus the Dolphins on Sunday, and the Titans versus the Browns, all at 1 p.m. Eastern. So with that, check your time, check your local time and your local station for all of these games that are coming on this Sunday. So there you have, that's what you have. And we just added that to this week's sports. And of course, we want to thank Brian for giving us the information, the small information that we got on sports. Of course, we read that. We're expecting Brian back here next week. Of course, you can also check Brian on my other show on Talk Back Live. That's coming on every Thursday, but we'll talk more about that later as we go along on the show. And Brian is out there right now. He's out there right now, but and he's just watching. He's just watching and working at the same time, I would imagine. But he says in Charlotte, North Carolina, he's got 69 degrees out there. So we appreciate your weather forecast, Brian. 69 degrees and lots of sun. As a matter of fact, he put 3 sun emojis there. So that's a lot of sun out there. Lots and lots of sun. He's got the current temperature of 69 degrees. It's going to go up to 78 degrees in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's going to be the high for the day. So that's not exactly warm, but there's a lot of sun, a lot of sun. And I would hope that some of that sunshine would come this way here to New York. But Brian, we're going to get a lot of wet weather over the weekend. So, you know, New Yorkers are either going to have to weather the storm, or they're going to stay home and watch movies, or cook indoors, or entertain friends, or whatever they do on the weekends, you know. So there you go. All of you guys who are watching us, ladies and gentlemen, continue. If you're going to come in and indulge in conversation like Brian is here, and Warren and Rod, we invite you all to give us your weather forecast. We'd like to compare those notes. Love to compare those notes, right? Because you already know my weather. I already told you about it. It's a stinkeroo of a forecast. I can't say any more terms. I mean, I can say other terms, other adjectives, but it's not fit for the air. So I'm just going to say it's a stinkeroo of a forecast this weekend, but we get by. We always do. We always get by. Okay. You guys ought to know, and I just want to send this out to you. You guys ought to know, we've got a government shutdown coming along, right? Now, I mentioned this on the show last night. We've gotten to a week from Saturday before the government possibly may shut down. And in conjunction with the possibility of the government shutting down, we still have these strikes in Hollywood. They met yesterday. They're going to meet today for negotiations on the writers' strike in Hollywood, the unions all together after SAG. And I'm behind all of these guys. They're union people. And if that weren't enough, you have the Auto Workers Union in Detroit, Michigan, Motown. They're on strike as well. They're union people, and they deserve what they're asking for. They want a little more bread, a little more maybe better benefits for what they're striking for, better benefits. Because let's look at the entertainment industry. And if you want to talk entertainment industry, I know a lot about it. I'm the man to talk to about that. I know all about it, and I know how it works. I know how unions work. And I got to tell you, these big corporations, I remember years and years ago, radio and TV, they were owned by individuals, right? And now it became a corporate industry. I remember when radio stations were owned by companies, but it was owned by private companies. They were private companies, individuals. I remember the old days. James Brown, rest him, owned a couple of radio stations. A lot of people, but then it all became corporate because now the corporations came in, and in the early years, Viacom came in, and you had Metro Media. These people no longer exist. You have Fox now, and you have Disney. Disney just about owns almost, I'm being sarcastic when I say it, but they own a lot of TV and radio stations. They're a big corporate firm, and they own all of that. So Mickey Mouse, all of these Mickey Mouse stations, I don't mean that as a joke. It's Disney. And when you think of Disney, if you're not thinking of the late Walt Disney, you're thinking of Mickey Mouse, the face of Disney, right? And they own all of these radio stations and TV stations, and they're making billions and billions and billions of dollars. And that's what these people are fighting for. Why are, they're struggling to make ends meet, and they're struggling to keep food on the table, to pay the rent. And I'm not talking about the major actors, that's another story. We can talk, that's another show, we can talk about that, but I'm talking about for the guys that are on strike now, who are talking about pursuing other jobs, right, to make ends meet so they could pay the rent. They don't want to be kicked out of their apartments. They have families to feed. They have kids that they want to send through college. And so they have to drop their lifestyle, or I should say livelihood, their present livelihood, and do something else. And some of these actors, what they do, if they are major actors, they're waiting by the telephone to see if they can get their part. The agent called them and said, "We have a part for you." They wait by the telephone, but while they're waiting by the telephone, they're up and at them, going to a little odd jobs. They're going out as construction workers. They're going out as waiters and waitresses, bartenders, and doing things. There's nothing wrong with those jobs. There's nothing wrong with those jobs. If you have the skill to do that, that's a good thing. As a matter of fact, something that's a great place to meet a lot of great people, and I think that's one of the reasons why people go to, actors. They stay in touch with these other jobs in case there's nothing going on in their field. And because people who work in these fields eat, they go to restaurants, they go to bars, and you never know who they meet. So there's nothing wrong with those jobs. And as I said, people, they do other jobs. They do a lot of things. And but anyway, the point is that what they're fighting for is they're fighting for their rights to stray away from AI. You know what AI is, right? Artificial intelligence, right? And that's how they can make your image. They can record your image. And this is just a brief thing. They have a way of recording your image, right? And using that image over and over again, so they'll never have to hire you. I'm pretty sure you get little residuals, but for them using their likeness. But who wants to go around people work at a job where they use your likeness and you don't get paid for it? People have tried it with me, and I remember there were some radio stations that I worked with, and after leaving or being fired from those radio stations, yes, I said the word fired, because if you're in this industry long enough, you will get fired. Sometimes you get fired not for anything that you did that was wrong, but sometimes these other corporations sell off, they sell out, and then they fire all of that staff that's there and bring their own staff. But anyway, they use your likeness over it, and I had to, tell them, hey, you either pull my likeness off, or I have a lawyer that's waiting in the wings, and he's licking his chops. And since they don't want to hear that, that's what they do. But anyway, that's what they're fighting for. They don't want to. They want to work. They want to continue to work. They don't want to use cartoon characters as their image, or make their image out of a cartoon character. They want to work themselves. And the same thing with the auto workers union. They want their rights. They're making billions of dollars there as well. And they just want a slice of the pie. They want to feed their families. There's nothing wrong with that. So as a union person myself, I take my hats off to these union people, and I say, go, baby, go. And as we used to say in the old days, burn, baby, burn. But we don't say that anymore. That's a little politically incorrect, but you get the idea. So going back to the government, you may have questions about that. Now, if Kevin McCarthy grows a spine or grows a set, he could stop this right away and say, hey, enough is enough. And he can go and tell inmate number P0113 5809 484-333- we don't even say that name anymore, but you get the idea. 345/666 Beast Incarnate. If he told him where to go, and if the other Republicans stop licking his boots and tell him where to go, he has no ammunition. That's all they have to do, folks. Believe me when I tell you, that's all they have to do. They have to just bind together and say, we're not going to take this anymore from this guy. Go on. You want to threaten me? Threaten me. Go ahead. You better come. You better, whatever you do, you better do it quick. But I'm not taking this anymore. But, since we've got tight-lipped people, they usually say loose lips sink ships. But if you tighten your lips, you're not going to get anything going anyway. Nevertheless, if they don't come to some kind of agreement, because the government is running out of money, and by the time next weekend comes around, next Saturday to be exact, it's going to be Saturday at midnight. That's when the government will shut down. How will it affect you? Well, if you are seeking for a Social Security card, a Social Security number, which everyone should have, because that entitles you to look for a job, to get a job. If you don't have a Social Security number, you can't work. If you don't have a Social Security number, you can't take out a loan. You can't do a lot of things. Mostly everything that you do, you have to have a Social Security number. And when this strike is on, or if this strike is on, I want to say if, because I want to make sure, I want to hope, I would like to think that somewhere along the line, even though they say it's inevitable, but somewhere along the line, something happens, they say, hey, there's not going to be any government shutdown, we're going to be fine. And I hope that would be the case. But if that's the case, they're going to be shutting down a lot of government buildings, places that you normally do business with, they'll be shutting that down. Now, as for the mail handling, the mail will still go through, because the post office is not government funding. Even though it's government organization, it's not government fund, it's self-funded. So the mail will continue to go through. You will get your mail on time. Oh, and you guys who are retired and wonder about your Social Security, your SSI, all of that, right? That's not going to stop. That's going to keep going too. And it's going to be coming on time. So you can relax, take a sigh, take a deep breath, sit back, take a deep breath, go breathe, sigh. All right. So, but we're hoping, and I feel for the people who actually work for the government, because those are the people who are going to be out of work unless they decide not to shut the government down. In Washington, D.C., if you're listening, I hope you are. You better be listening. You got to be listening, because you listen out to everything I say and you're looking for me to say the wrong thing and you want to chop my head off, right? So Washington, D.C., listen up and listen good. Get back to the room, the boardroom, or wherever you have to go, the bathroom, or wherever you meet, and make sure that we stay alive, that the government stays alive. And I hope you do that. And I hope, we've got days ahead of us. And those of you who are looking to obtain a Social Security number or anything of that sort, please, do it quick. Today is Friday. Maybe you can do something Friday. Tomorrow is then it's closed. Everything is closed on the weekend. But then Monday, see if that works for you. Maybe you applied for a card a long time ago, and maybe one is on the way for you in the mail, which is good. So I'm just asking the government, please, and as I said, the spineless Kevin McCarthy, right? The guy with the strings around him that is worked by his boss, his boss, his boss, right? You know who his boss is, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's his boss. So she pulls the strings and he just licks the boots and bounces and she says, jump. And he says, how high? That's the way it is. If you only go back and tell her to get off my back and go take a shower somewhere, and tell the other guy, Mr. Inmate P0113 5809 345/66 Beast Incarnate, to go somewhere and say enough is enough and we got to do something. You can get some great Republicans. There are some great Republicans that are willing to work with you. There are some great Democrats, even though the Republican Party is a schism right now, but you still have some who right now are willing to work and be nonpartisan about this whole thing, and they get enough people to do that. You can say, we can keep this government open. Will they do it? Film at 11. Okay, in the entertainment field, ladies and gentlemen, the entertainment field today, Drew Barrymore, since this whole thing is already in effect, Drew Barrymore talk show will not return while the Hollywood strike are still going on. The announcement last Saturday came through her Instagram account, and that when she received that blowback from the decision that she made resuming the production, she's decided to make the pause. And as we last week mentioned that Bill Maher was going to go on forth with his show, then later on he decided to make the announcement that he was going to put that on pause. So a lot of these shows are being put on pause too. Iris Grinstead, a member of the R&B girl group 702, known for hit songs like Where My Girl's At, has died last Saturday. She was 43 years old. Ariana Grande and Dalton Gomez are going their separate ways. Grande filed a petition for divorce on Monday in Los Angeles, California. The singer cited that irreconcilable differences as grounds for dissolution. And here's some big news. Rupert Murdoch, whose sheer force of will allow him to build a media empire that influenced the course of national politics in the US, UK, and Australia, will step down as the head of the companies he controlled. Fox Corporation, News Corporation, a move that could raise new questions about the fate of both assets. Now, his son, Lachlan Murdoch, will take over the chairman role at both companies, which between them operate Fox News Channel and the Wall Street Journal, the Wall Street Journal in New York City or in the United States, and the Times and Sun in the UK. Rupert is 92 years old and will shift to another role. He's not going to give it up completely. He's no damn fool. And the move will take place at the, I guess, somewhere in the middle of November. So that's when we can see that everything will shift at that particular time. So there's a lot of news on the front end of the entertainment area, and that's one of them. We thank you so much for being along with us on this day. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday, TGIF. And of course, we are also always happy to see you guys along, be with us. And we want you to stay with us. And if you're just joining us for the very first time, please take the time, ladies and gentlemen, to go on your website and click on, for if you're watching us on YouTube, that is, click on subscribe. We want you to do that because we would like you to subscribe to YouTube because, again, as I mentioned earlier at the top of the show, that when you do that, that will give you the opportunity to know that whenever we come on live and you're just out there just on the computer doing work, we interrupt you just for a second. It's not a big interruption, but it'll pop up. A reminder will pop up that we're on the air, or a reminder will pop up even if we post a video of some sort. That's the good part of being part of the YouTube family and being part of my generation of the YouTube channel. And tell your friends about it, because the more the merrier. We would love you to be there with us. The more the merrier. The more likes we get, the better off we'll be. Also, for you people on YouTube, on Facebook, I should say. And if you haven't done it yet, you can do it right now. You can tag what's left of the show. We only have a few minutes of the show left. Tag whatever's left of the show and, you know, tag them to your friends. Give them what's left of it. Don't hog the whole thing. Give them what's left. And if they come in, if they like what they see, if they like what they hear, of course, they'll be back again and again, just like you. And for the rest of you guys who are watching us, you guys are watching us on Instagram, we thank you so much for being along. Just keep the word percolating. Keep everything under control and tell your family and friends about it. And we really would appreciate it. And you guys who have finished your coffee break, you better get back to work. Get back to work. Okay, birthdays today. Actor Scott Baio is 63 years old today. Scott Baio, Chachi. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, singer Joan Jett is 65 years old today. Italian tenor Andre Bocelli is 65 years old. He's a great Italian tenor. Great, I love his voice. He's 65 years old today. Actress Len Herring, who plays Lucy Cole on General Hospital. I could do this on another show, but I met her once and we had an interaction, but that's another show. We'll talk about that on another show. Anyway, Lucy Cole, Len Herring. Len, if you're watching, happy 65th birthday to you. I'll be watching your show today, by the way. You Light Up My Life, Debbie Gibson. I'm Debbie Gibson. You Light Up My Life, Debbie Boone. Singer Debbie Boone is 67 years old today. Actress Sherry Belafonte. That's the daughter of Harry Belafonte. She's 69 years old today. And singer and choreographer Tony Basil, who did that song, Mickey. Hey, Mickey, Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey, hey, Mickey. She's 80 years old today. Would you believe that? She's been around a long time. And all those years, she's been doing a little acting. And she's been doing a lot of choreography for a lot of other people. And, you know, so here's a little thing. Tony Basil. I don't know if you know that movie called Robin. I think, what's the name of that? Robin's Seven Hoods. That's an old movie that goes back to the 50s with Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr. She had a part in there. She had a part in that movie. Tony Basil. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, also, we want to let you know that if you want to get in touch with us by any means, of course, we would love for you to do that. Now, I always ask people if they would to, be part of the show, you want to say hello, you can do it right now. We're still on the air right now. You have a little time to say hello. A lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to indulge in conversation, just rather sit back and relax and watch the show. And some do, and they, they talk and conversate with us. That's what we like. We love doing that. But some say, well, something I'd rather not. I'm kind of shy about that, but I do want to get in touch with you to express my thoughts about the show. You can do that. I got a good idea for you. You can do that by emailing me or calling me. Yes, I have an email address. Yes, I have a telephone number. Yes, I'm going to give it away from you. There's no secret in that. Let's start with the email address, shall we? The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N, please. That's very important, because if you do E-N or A-N or Y-N or anything like that, you'll never get in touch with me. That's Frank Allan Prod, P-R-O-D, that's short for productions, Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Now, the telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. You can call or you can email 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And of course, we'll be happy to talk to you. Now, when you email us or call us, you can do that for various reasons. You can do that just to say hi, even just to say hi. That's okay. If you want to say hi, you're not wasting my time. You're not wasting my time. You can say hi, that's all. Just say hi, and that's it. You can do that. Also, you can critique the show. You could say, give us some feedback on the show, or maybe you have some kind of a suggestion about the show, like don't come back. Well, I don't know if I could oblige you on that. And I hope that's not the case. Or you could say, hey, there's a certain person I would love to see on your show. Can you get them on there? We can try that. Or, as I say, critique the show. A, B, C, D. You could do that. We're all ears. We listen to you, and we're thick-skinned, so you can't hurt our feelings. Just don't threaten us. But nevertheless, just get in touch with us and let us know. That you're out there, and do that. And it's very important to us because we take notes on that. And of course, and we go back in time and we compare notes with other shows as well who broadcast on some of the facilities that we're on. So do that right away, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We've got it. It's all right there. So let me give you the email address once again. The email address is Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. The telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. You can do that right now, or wait till after the show. Stay with us and continue to watch the show. Okay, just in case you're just joining us, I'm sorry, you missed the bulk of the show. So therefore, I'm going to have to give you 3 demerits for that, for coming in so late. No, but if you're a newcomer, you get a pass. But if you guys who are just coming in right now, who are late, who have been with us for all of this time, you're going to get 3 demerits. 3 demerits, all right? And in order for you to get those demerits down, you have to continue to show your loyalty by coming in on time every time. I'm just kidding. Demerits. What can I do to you, right? If you don't show up, you don't show up. There's a lot of people I haven't heard from in a long time that I wish they would show up, like Naoto from Japan. Haven't heard from him in a long time. Hey, are you out there? Naoto, are you there? Are you anywhere? Can you hear me? I'm mentioning your name. I'm making you a star. Can you hear me? Not a star. Anyway, and then a lot of people. So again, thank you. So you have the email address and a telephone number, and that's all it takes. So get in touch with us as often as you like, and we would love to hear from you. Okay, now a lot of you guys, you love those movies, right? You love those classic movies. I love those classic movies. Turner Classic Movies. Now, what I do each week, and I'm sure you guys, like to do it. You like to catch up on movies. Now, if you're especially New Yorkers, right? This weekend is not going to be a great weather outing for anyone. Some people have to weather the storm. You have to go out there. You have to go to work. You have to do this. And you have to do that. That's fine. For those of you who do not have to do anything, and you could sit back and say, I don't have to do anything this weekend. All I have to do is sit back, relax, have a couple of beers, or get on the telephone and gab with my friends, my besties, or whatever, right? Right? Put down the beer, right? And watch some movies, or watch some movies and beer, or a soft drink, or whatever. Anyway, what I do each week is that I go on Turner Classic Movies and I have my picks of the week. And I deliver those picks for you, just in case you want to watch some movies or catch up on some movies that you haven't seen in a long time. I want to add mine to your bucket list of what to watch. And this week, unfortunately, I only have one, just one. And so I'm going to give that to you right quick. This goes back to 1976. It's a great movie. I love a movie. I love anything that involves music, radio, TV, or anything like that. Those kind of movies. I'm there, because that's my industry. But in 1976, this was a movie that was starring Philip Michael Thomas, Irene Cara, and Lynette McKee. And that was a movie called Sparkle. That came out in 1976. Where was I in 1976? I was at a radio station in New York called WHBI. That's where I was. See, my mind is still sharp. Okay, anyway, Sparkle, 1976. Philip Michael Thomas, Irene Cara, and Lynette McKee. That's on Turner Classic Movies, and you can check that out this coming Sunday at 11:30 a.m. What are you saying? You can't watch it? It's too early for you? I don't think it is, but, you got to go to church. You got to do this. You got to do that. That's okay. I have a solution, a great solution for you. Why don't you, why don't you DVR it? And this way, when you come back from church or wherever you're coming back from, you could always watch it at your own time convenient. It's right there for you. All right. So any of these movies, and when I give these movies, and unfortunately, there's only one movie this week, but if there are multiple movies, understand that they never overlap. You can watch them all. I design them that way so they don't overlap with each other, so you don't miss any of the movies. And and you can DVR them and watch them later on at your own time convenience. You can watch it next week, next year, as long as it stays in that DVR or whatever. But it's right there for you. So you can do that. And while you're on Turner Classic Movies and you scroll through the information, we have all the movies, the program guide, right? Now, I gave you one. There may be others there that you might like, but this is only my pick of the week. There may be others there. And you can go there and check them out and look at them and DVR them. Same way, right? Also, while you're on the information and you're there, right there on demand, you have movies on demand. And these movies are free. These free movies that from A to Z, there's a chock full of them. From A to Z, you can go and watch them. And they date back from the 1930s on up. They may be movies there, comedies, dramas, classics. They're all right there. From A to Z, you can watch them. All the networks are there. You like Lifetime movies? Well, there may be movies on Lifetime that see what's available. If you're a sporting person and you miss your sporting event, depending on what network is on, you can go back the following day and check it out in its entirety. In some cases, not most cases, some cases without commercial, like I like wrestling. And sometimes they'll have the commercial, sometimes they won't. You just weather the storm. And then they have a lot of great documentaries from CNN and news that you missed, all from CNN. And MSNBC, you got ABC, you missed your soap operas, it's all right there. So check it out. So let me give you that movie. It's Sparkle, Philip Michael Thomas, Irene Cara, and Lynette McKee. That's Turner Classic Movie. That's Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Everything I give you is Eastern. And I hope you get a chance to watch those movies. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for me. That ends it all. And that begins my weekend. So my weekend is officially underway right now. And I hope that you will return on Thursday when we have Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. We'll be looking forward to that. And then we'll be back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the Coffee Hour. Brian Camp will be with me with sports as well. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day and a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.
You've been watching the Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allen. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Coffee Hour.